Hi everybody, Mark Carey from Steepleview Farm. It is so hot outside. I think I'm going to stay inside in the air conditioning a little bit more and make a video. And this week, when I make a video, I'm not going to be talking about the garden that we have, but the garden we'd like to have, and talk with you about what we need here at Steepleview Farm in order to continue growing and going forward. We're going to start that video right now. Hi everybody, Mark Carey from Steepleview Farm. I'm coming to you today from inside my farm office here at Steepleview Farm for one good reason. It's 6 o'clock in the evening and it's 96 degrees outside in the shade. We had 2 inches of rain earlier in the week, and as a result things are extraordinarily humid. There's a large dome of very, very hot air settled across this portion of the country, and we're not alone. There are a lot of other people suffering through a lot of heat right now. I can take you out to the garden, but because it's so warm, there's no fruit setting. So we literally have a lot of blooms on our peppers and a lot of blooms on our tomatoes, but none of them are producing fruit. The leaves are curling. Believe me, they're well irrigated and they're well fertilized and they're healthy plants, but it's that time of the year where it's just so hot. I don't want to be outside. If I was outside, I'd be dripping with sweat. I don't know about you, but I'm not particularly fond of videos of people dripping with sweat. So I'm just really trying to talk with you about something that I consider to be very important for the future of Steepleview Farm. And it's important because I'm going to talk with you about kind of what we need in order to go forward. And by the same token, express some dismay that we're having a hard enough time finding it. You know, I started the farm back in 1985 with my kids and my wife. My kids are grown. They have kids of their own. They're in their mid to late 30s. And they have careers, and they live not too far away, but a couple hours away. They're not interested in the farm from a farming point of view. They love it. It's their home. They love the beauty of it. They love to bring their children here. My grandchildren love the animals. They love the horses. They love the woods. They love the vegetables. They love everything about it. But there's work to be done on a farm. And from time to time, it even occurs to me that sometimes that work has to be done when it's hot outside. Today we worked outside till about noon and then quit because just the heat index got up so high it was just unbearable, unhealthy. And we have to work outside sometimes when it's raining. And we have to work outside sometimes when it's cold. So farming is a way in which you live somehow or another in harmony with nature, which means you have to be prepared to accept a lot of what nature delivers to you. So the future of Steepleview Farm rests not in my passion at my age, 65 years old, to do all of this work, but in finding people who are likewise passionate about it. I have been very fortunate over the last several years to find young people every summer who come and do farm work, miscellaneous seasonal farm work. And they're a great help. And I think they leave, after they've spent a summer here, with a lot of good lessons. They learn how to work hard for a little bit of money. They learn what it means to take orders from somebody other than their parents. And they learn what it means to have their work critiqued so that they know how to improve. And they get praise for the things they did right. They find their own strengths. They find their own weaknesses. More importantly, though, I think they get exposed to the beauty and the peace of nature and of being on a farm and being in this gorgeous environment. And I can't imagine anything that's a greater gift than that. But over the years, as I have delegated more and more work to people who are farm employees, I have been struggling to figure out why in this part of the country, Kentucky, where there hasn't been a lot of focus on producing food crops. If so, it's been corn massively produced or soybeans massively produced. But growing vegetables on a small scale, and this is not really a really small scale. I mean, I've seen some of these videos by Curtis Stone and Justin Rhodes and others, and they talk about how they've made money on a quarter acre. Each of our 8 patches are about a quarter acre. So we're on about 2 acres here, and we've got to divide it up. So I mean, we're actually farming about 5 acres, but because we've got infrastructure and other things, the actual rows of plants that we have out add up to about 2 acres or thereabouts. So we're on a little bit larger scale than some of these smaller farms. But I've not been able to figure out why, in this era of healthier foods, sustainable lifestyles, permaculture, you know, I've read Elliot Coleman's book, I've read John Martin's book, I've read Curtis Stone's book, I've read a lot of other books on permaculture and organic farming, small scale farming, low impact farming, high density farming, and I've tried to apply a lot of those techniques to what we do here at Steepleview Farm. I think we produce a very, very, very good product, and I would put it up against anything being produced anywhere in Kentucky. I think there are other people who are probably as good or better than I am at some things, but they tend to focus on 1 or 2 things, and they are usually much smaller in scale. So having scaled up from the beginning, I think what we're doing here is a really, really good thing. And beside the actual quality of the produce, you know, I have to look at the overall operation and what it does. I've been able to employ people. I've been able to give young people a great work experience. And we entertain and host a lot of people at our farm every year, particularly young children, who come here and I think learn a lot of things. There are lessons to be learned, and I just love having them here. In addition to that, we give away most of our food. We deliver our food to Master Provisions and into the food pantry system, and we give away a lot of food. And so I think we're giving back a lot. So there are a lot of good things going on here. But here's where I have a question. And I'm reaching out to you, Curtis Stone. I'm reaching out to you, Justin Rhodes. I'm reaching out to all of you out there, the folks at Steadfast Farm and the people at Never Sink Farm, and all the folks out there who've made a career sort of on YouTube and with their videos and their books about this kind of farming. Tell me how do I find a young person who's got the energy and the drive and the desire to do this kind of permaculture, low impact, sustainable farming, who wouldn't want the opportunity that this presents? And I've been looking for 4 or 5 years for somebody to fill that role. I've been fortunate to find good people to take on larger portions of the duties here, but it's still a struggle, and I still haven't found that person who really wants to do what some of these other sustainable farmers are doing. And you know, I've seen the videos, I've watched and listened to what many of these farmers say, and quite literally, they argue all the time that if you're into this, if this is something that you're passionate about, they tell you really don't have to go into debt and buy land. You can lease land, you can rent land, you can barter for land. And that's what I've tried to do here. We have a large farm. We have transportation readily available. We're right on a major thoroughfare. We're only 5 minutes from the interstate. We're just a few minutes from major population centers. I have the infrastructure. I have the know-how. I have the equipment, the tools. I have everything in place that a young person passionate about trying to start a farming operation would want, but probably not be able to afford unless they went into substantial debt, which I don't think anybody really recommends that you do. And so I've had all of this put together, but I'm at an age where although the passion is there, I really would like to see the energy and the enthusiasm of a younger person come along and pick up from where I'm at now, carry it forward, add their own touches, their own flourishes, and make it better. And so I've been looking, I've been advertising, I've been asking around for what that's worth. I'm literally reaching out to you, Curtis Stone. I'm literally reaching out to those of you who, advocate this, who have workshops and seminars and have resources. There's an opportunity here for a young person. There's a tremendous opportunity here. The connections with suppliers, the accounts, the propagation systems, the irrigation systems, the feeding systems, the cultivating systems, the infrastructure, the tools, the implements, everything necessary is already here. Nobody has to go out and acquire all of that. And if I could find a young person, somebody passionate about farming, to pick it up and take it from here, I think things would just get better for everybody. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not saying I'm quitting. Of course not. I'll find somebody to do the work. I'll find somebody like me who's willing to work on a day where it's 96 degrees in the shade, and I'll find somebody who understands that occasionally you got to work in the mud, and occasionally you got to work in the rain, and occasionally you have to work pretty hard, and you got to go home dirty, and you got to go home sore. I'll find somebody like that who'll fill in the jobs, which I have done now for many, many years. But I'm really now looking to take this information, and as I educate young people when they come with their parents and grandparents to visit the farm, I'd like to take the knowledge and the background that I've got and the mistakes that I've made and the successes that I've had and the good ideas and the bad ideas and hand them off to somebody who really is passionate about it. So if you're watching this and that's you, or you know someone, or you can think of someone, or you have a suggestion where I might find someone to fit that bill, let me know. And by all means, if you like our videos, be sure to subscribe. Hit the thumbs up so that it tells us you like them. And next to the subscribe button, there's a little bell which will give you notification when new content posts. So I thank you very much for joining me today. I'm inside in the air conditioning, trying not to spend any more time out in the heat than I have to. And everything looks great. The garden looks beautiful. I did a little drone footage this morning and flew through it. It's just looking wonderful. The plants are doing good. The soil is in good shape. Everything is working out just fine. But a little AC now and then helps, and it's probably the best place to film this video. So if you like what we're doing here at Steepleview Farm, send us a message. If you'd like to come visit, we're open all the time, and we're easy to find. We're located right on US 127 in Owen County, Kentucky, 5 miles south of Glencoe, 11 miles north of Owenton, in beautiful downtown Poplar Grove. We hope to see you here.